Alright, welcome back to TEW 2020, the brand split from day one. This is our go-home show for Raw for SummerSlam 2016, and we don't have anything booked for the night. That's typical. I'm not a fan of... it's not that I'm not a fan of booking things for next week's shows, I just not good at it, but that's... who cares? This is the go-home show for SummerSlam. Maybe some more matches will be booked, maybe not. So, yeah. Thank you all for leaving events in the description, not the description, the fucking comments below. Thank you all for doing that. I now have a full list of things that you guys will want to see. Only problem is I think maybe I got one or two recommendations for current, or I guess 2016 events. I'll probably merge more of those in, more like new era events, because I don't want to just have all of my events be from the Ruthless Aggression era and the Attitude era. So I'm going to just merge some of those in, but the majority of them will be your guys' requests for what to see. So there will be Raw branded events and SmackDown branded events. So far, I mean, comments can still come in on that video of Raw or this video or whatever video from now on asking for events. So it's not final, but as of right now, it's really looking like Money in the Bank will be taking place on WrestleMania. No more Money in the Bank card, which I'm more than fine with, actually, because I want to have a big 4, and I feel like if I had a big 5, or if I had a Money in the Bank pay-per-view, it'd be kind of stupid to limit it to one brand, even though they've done that before. So that's cool. I also this also brought up another thing. One comment said that I should bring back bragging rights so I can have a second brand versus brand pay-per-view going on with Survivor Series, and that made me realize, oh, that's right. I don't think 2016 was the first year that they did all champions facing each other, but it was definitely in this era they started it, and I'm not going to do that, and I want to kind of give like a more detailed explanation for that commenter, and for anybody else that thought that I would still be doing all the champions versus all the champions, and then Raw vs. SmackDown Survivor Series. It might have brand warfare matches, but the point of the pay-per-view will not be brand warfare, because I really noticed this with this year's Survivor Series, where the pay-per-view doesn't mean anything. It means, like, absolutely nothing. I kind of want to limit that. Like, so what Roman Reigns beat Drew McIntyre? It doesn't mean anything. So what all of the Raws men's in the men's Survivor Series match defeated all of the SmackDowns, and there were 5 sole survivors? Who cares? They got nothing out of it. Were the SmackDown superstars punished for getting their asses handed to them? Only Jey Uso, because Roman Reigns is his GM. You know, like, Lana was the sole survivor on her team, and apparently she didn't even get a title shot out of it. So, well, I guess she did, but she had to, like, the champion practically made her do it. It wasn't Lana getting the title shot. So I kind of don't want to have a pay-per-view where the matches don't mean anything. There's nothing on the line. I like having pay-per-views where there's things on the line, and I feel if you don't have that, then the pay-per-view is just kind of going to lose a lot of interest. So if I had to pick an event to really replicate that I would try to not copy, but make a 2016 version of, look to the 2002 Survivor Series. That's the Survivor Series I want to make, not the 2017 onwards. Now that I got that off my chest, and it's already 4 minutes into the video, and there's been no bookings, let's just get into Raw. So we open Monday Night Raw with Cesaro coming out to an absolute hero's welcome. The fans are just bombarding him with all this incredible ovation. Why do I, when I cut a fucking promo, just have the worst time with the English language? I don't get it. He comes out and he's just getting a thunderous amount of cheers. He's beloved by the fans. The fans want to see him win at SummerSlam. And before he can even cut a promo, Stephanie, Seth, Jericho, and The Big Show all come out to interrupt the homie Cesaro, and they just basically tell Cesaro he's got no chance at SummerSlam. He has absolutely no chance at SummerSlam, and it's not going to be because Seth Rollins is going to get all this outside help. In fact, they're not going to do any outside help at SummerSlam because tonight, Cesaro's going to be put into a match against one of those three, and he's going to be beaten until he cannot walk. So then, this prompts Randy Orton to come out and just shit on Chris Jericho because he doesn't like Chris Jericho, and nobody really likes Chris Jericho. But he especially doesn't like Chris Jericho in this recent little turn of events where Jericho won his triple threat and, you know, kind of stole the victory from Orton. So Orton is not happy with Jericho, and Orton's like, you know, me and Cesaro teamed a few weeks ago against Jericho, and we won. So how about we have another tag team match? That sounds like fun to me. In fact, why don't we just have it against Jericho? That would be even more fun. Stephanie kind of looks worried when he says against Jericho because she knows what happened last time. But before she can even say a word, the other GM, Shane McMahon, comes out and says, Stephanie, before you book Cesaro in some sort of corner, no. How about this? We'll do a little compromise. Cesaro can be in his match. It'll even be a tag match with Randy Orton. But you, Stephanie, get to choose who is he facing. Who is Cesaro going to face? Because I can't control everything on Raw without you butting your head in. So here's a compromise. And this is going to be final, Steph. There we go. Main event. Booked for tonight. Cesaro and Orton teaming once again against two of Stephanie McMahon's trainees. I don't know. Two of their group that's going on. So we'll see who those two are later on. But we do open the show with a different tag match. And this tag match is the Ascension taking on the Usos. And this is a warm-up match for the Usos. They are facing the Glorious Ones on Sunday. They're doing a tag match. And the Usos are getting a little warm-up match. But it's not much of a warm-up match. As after the match, the Glorious Ones, Austin Aries and Bobby Roode, have some steel pipes. And they beat down the Usos with them. The Usos' arms have been hit. The legs have been hit. All of the Uso body parts have been hit. Whoa, that sounded weird. All of the Usos' body parts have been hit, and the Glorious Ones stand over them, holding their lead pipes, or steel pipes, above their heads. Following that, Xavier Woods is backstage. He really wants to accept this challenge from Bray Wyatt, but dude, he is just not loving it. He is not having a fun time having to do this. And they're in the locker room. It's just the three of them. Big E and Kofi Kingston. They're like, Woods, do not worry, dude. We've got your back. We have your back. We will be there in case anything goes down. But we do think you should cut the promo by yourself, and then we'll be the backup. Xavier Woods, he's all amped up. He's like, all right, man, let's do this. I'll go out. And he's not going to go out immediately. But once he leaves the locker room, Kofi Kingston gets a call on his cell phone, and it's Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan says, hey, I don't know if you got the message, guys, but since, for the time being, SmackDown doesn't have any tag titles, and we're fighting for your tag titles, you guys are on both brands as of right now, and once this match happens, you're exclusive to Raw. But since you're on both brands right now, I need you guys for SmackDown Live ASAP. You need to leave right now if you're going to make it here by tomorrow. So Big E and Kofi Kingston are forced to leave without telling Xavier Woods. This is in Connecticut, so SmackDown's probably like in Maine or something, I don't know. Xavier Woods does go out first, though he has to do his match against Simon Gotch. And, you know, it's a match, it's alright. Xavier Woods carries. Good job, Woods. And then after the match, he does cut his promo. He cuts his promo, and there's a little bit of fear in his voice, but he does it, and that's a huge step for Xavier Woods. So he accepts Bray's challenge. The lights begin to flicker. Noises begin to play. I'm gonna be honest, Bray Wyatt fucks with him somehow. I don't know what. I couldn't think of anything that wasn't absolutely stupid. So just imagine 2016 Bray Wyatt fuckery going on, and guess who isn't there for the help? Big E and Kofi Kingston. That segment ends. Woods runs up the stage. I should have said that. I did not say that. So after Woods runs up the stage, Darren Young and Bob Backlund come out. Darren Young still has that, I think it's a brace over his knee. And Bob says that even though Darren Young's knee is injured, he can still wrestle. He can still go at it. And he's willing to fight tonight. Miz might be at home nursing a fake injury or whatever the hell he's doing at home, being a coward. That's all he's doing at home. My boy Darren Young is willing to fight tonight. And then the Too Many Limes song plays because he doesn't switch his song. I like Too Many Limes. So Too Many Limes plays, and Sheamus comes out and he says, Darren, you might be the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship, fella, but you did not deserve it, fella. You see, that Battle Royal was not legit because a certain fella was not amongst the other fellas in the Fella Royal. That's right, I'm talking about me, Sheamus, fella. Sheamus, in that Battle Royal, would have won it. And he was not. So I challenge you, put your number one contendership on the line and face me like a man. The true number one contender. And Darren Young, he's looking at Bob. He's like, this is the dumbest idea if we accept this. There's no need for us to accept this. Bob Backlund completely misreads his facial expressions and challenges Sheamus. And Darren Young is like, what the fuck are you... So yes, Darren Young taking on Sheamus, and Sheamus looks like he's got the victory. It's not because Sheamus is better in this instance. It's simply because he's just going to town on that knee. Darren Young is practically helpless every time Sheamus goes for that knee. Sheamus is charging up for the bro kick. He's charging up for the bro kick. Darren Young moves out of the way. Sheamus does not hit the bro kick on the ref. He does collide with the ref. So Sheamus, he turns around. Darren Young is on the floor. He tries to capitalize. Sheamus is stomping down on the knee. Hideo Itami runs down from the apron, picks up Sheamus, hits the go to sleep on Sheamus, wakes up the referee. Darren Young hits a gut check. 1, 2, 3. Darren Young keeps his number one contendership thanks to the help of Hideo Itami. And this... It really, if Darren Young did not have his injured knee, Darren Young could have easily won this match by himself, but he did need that little help from Hideo Itami. I did put it in. I fucking... Someone in the comments was like, hey, the reason all of your interferences are being negated is because you're putting decisive finish. So I replied to him like, oh, cool, I'll test that out for the next Raw, and then I immediately forgot. So, there he is. Hideo Itami interfere against Sheamus. So after that, an absolutely furious Sheamus challenges Hideo Itami for SummerSlam. Hideo Itami, he doesn't have a mic, but he's just yelling at Sheamus from the ramp. He's like, bring it on. There we go. Sheamus, Hideo Itami, SummerSlam. Let's get it. On the Titantron, we are once again greeted with the man that took out Roman Reigns with his car, Samoa Joe. Joe says that the devastating coquina clutch that he put on Roman last week had re-injured his trapezius that he was still nursing from his car accident. And as a result of Joe's coquina clutch, he is once again out injured again. The so-called face of the WWE was injured once again, this time indefinitely. I guess indefinitely again. We did not... The first one was also indefinitely. Joe feels that he does not owe the WWE Universe an explanation for his actions, but he does feel like getting all of this off of his plate. So that next week, when he comes out to sign his new Raw contract, he will give the universe an explanation as to why he took out Roman Reigns. Two major announcements there, right there. First one being Joe's going to explain his actions, and the other one, Joe is getting a Raw contract. Big news from the Samoan submission machine. Then after that, we cut to the backstage. Seth Rollins has stated on multiple occasions how much he does not like the Big Show, and he even says that he would be fine teaming with Chris Jericho tonight. Jericho's like, yeah, I'd be fine teaming with Rollins, or even give me and Show another shot. Stephanie then says Seth Rollins and the Big Show will be teaming tonight. Seth Rollins is just fucking baffled at how stupid Stephanie is right now. He is just like, what happened to 2014? How far did we fall? Just absolutely furious. He hates the fucking Big Show. Big Show, I don't know if he hates Rollins. You can't really tell with Big Show. But Seth Rollins hates the Big Show. And they're going to be teaming tonight. So, actually, they're going to be teaming right now. Oh, shit, Dave Meltzer 5-star. The Big Show gets his first Dave Meltzer 5-star match here tonight as Cesaro and Randy Orton defeat Seth Rollins and the Big Show, because of course they do. Randy Orton pins the Big Show after an RKO, because of course Cesaro and Randy Orton defeat Seth Rollins and the Big Show. One of the teams hate each other and the other two like each other. So it only makes sense to have the team that hate each other lose. 100. Just a fucking 100. So Jericho, he is at ringside for this entire match, but he doesn't do anything because he's so pissed at Stephanie for not letting him wrestle Randy Orton. So Orton and Cesaro, they're just standing tall. They're fucking standing tall, going into SummerSlam with a 93 rated angle, and we end Monday Night Raw with one of the greatest matches in Raw history. 93 on the total show. That's fine. That's actually great. I think this is the first 100 in the save, and it involves the Big Show. So, that's gonna help us sleep at night, I bet. No, it won't. That's gonna keep me up. It might be 7 in the morning right now, but it's gonna keep me up. I mean, I don't really have much else to say, so I'll just leave it right here. This is the go-home show for SummerSlam. The next show is SmackDown Live. If you haven't been watching SmackDown Live, watch it. New Day's going to be there. Woo! Something else is probably going to have. I might have pre-booked something for SmackDown. I just can't remember it right now. But that's the next episode. I hope to see you there, or I hope to see you for the Cruiserweight Classic, or SummerSlam, or whenever. I just hope to see you in the comments of my videos.